Coming up on today's News Valdosta, we'll tell you about a fair ride gone wrong.
A local store changes addresses after being robbed twice.
Alan Morgan will give us a look at the weather, and Xavier Hall will bring us the best in sports. News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Chris Jones.
And I'm Chandler Jackson. A local man has been charged with 3 felony counts of assault with a deadly weapon. His weapon of choice wasn't so usual. Timothy Tutterow of Quitman, Georgia, is accused of tampering with a ride at the North Carolina State Fair in Raleigh. Witnesses say that the ride came to a stop and people started exiting it when the ride restarted. People were thrown from the ride, resulting in 5 injuries. Officials believe that Tutterow altered the ride's devices after it was inspected. According to a North Carolina Department of Labor spokeswoman, the rides are inspected 3 times each day the event occurs. The investigation is ongoing and more arrests are possible.
Georgia lawmakers are reviewing death penalty provisions in regards to the intellectually disabled. To be spared of execution, the defense must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant is actually disabled. Defense attorneys say the standards are too high, while prosecutors believe that unintended consequences may occur if the law is changed. Georgia has the toughest standards for proving disability in the United States.
A recent increase in robberies has caused a local thrift shop to switch locations. Nice Twice Secondhand and Thrifts on North Ashley Street is moving after it was burglarized for a second time in 1 month. Thieves pried the lock off the hinges before getting away with $1,700 worth of merchandise. Nice Twice is moving to Highway 84 across from Sonic Drive-In, where it will be better protected with a security system and locked gates.
Residents of Lowndes County should be getting a notice in the mail regarding the 2013 municipal elections for Lowndes County. News Valdosta's Joseph Smith has more.
With the federal government getting back on its feet, the local government is getting ready to bring in some new blood with the municipal elections, and early voting is well underway.
We have early voting, which started October the 14th. And it was last week and this week, and it's 8 to 5. And then next week we have early voting also, which runs from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. So it'll give everybody that's working a chance to stop by if they'd like to.
Susan Henley did mention that while early voting is well into its 2nd week, not many voters seem to want to take advantage of the lack of lines and the rush.
About 63,000 registered voters in Lowndes County, and that's not a very good percentage turnout-wise at this point. But the county has only the SPLOST to vote on, and then we have a few that are voting in the city.
Those wanting to vote at their local precinct on Election Day should know that not all locations will be open for voting.
We have closed 3 precincts. The precincts that we closed were Wood Valley Precinct, and let me look here. They actually, most of them went to Rainwater to vote now. We closed Trinity Church and JC Park. Those people mostly have gone to Northside now to vote. I'd suggest if you don't know where you're going, where you are supposed to go, call up here at the office at 229-671-2850, and we'll be glad to tell you where your polling place is. The main thing I want to get across is come early and vote here, because like I said, we'll be here the rest of this week and all next week from 7 to 7. I want to encourage people to come out and vote early.
Be sure to have your voice heard, whether it's during early voting or on Election Day. With News Valdosta, I'm Joseph Smith.
26-year-old Guy Hines Jr., a resident of Brunswick, has been found guilty of murder in the deaths of 8 people who were beaten to death inside a mobile home. Defense attorneys objected to the verdict, saying that one man could not have beaten all 8 people to death without help. Hines struck a last-minute deal, sparing him the death penalty. He will be sentenced to life in prison. A trial judge will decide his eligibility for parole in the coming days.
The state of Georgia has been at odds with the state of Florida over water rights for decades. Now Georgia is considering investing in a reservoir that could lessen tension in that dispute between Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. During droughts, the reservoir will send water downstream into a lake at the center of the three states' dispute. The Glades Reservoir project is estimated to cost $130 million. Georgia Governor Nathan Deal and his administration are considering investing $14.6 million in the project.
Coming up, find out which local school is getting new computers.
And find out what job opening local authorities are pushing to revive. All this and more when we come back. Stay with us.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Berrien High School has been awarded a $50,000 computer lab grant after winning a national contest. Rack Room Shoes sponsors an annual back-to-school photo contest where people vote on the best picture. Berrien County Schools won the contest and will receive the grant to use at its own discretion based on its technological needs. The winning picture, submitted by language arts teacher Carla Burns, featured the school's drama class. Burns also received a MacBook Pro for submitting the winning photo.
It's been 2 years now since the state reopened a crime laboratory in Moultrie. Now, a group of South Georgia sheriffs and coroners are hoping to revive the medical examiner's position. The position has been vacant for 6 years. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations advertised the open position after the former medical examiner left in 2007. The spot was never filled before the state closed the entire lab in 2010. Several potential applicants have shown interest in the position. Area law enforcement officials say hiring another medical examiner will help eliminate long delays resulting from sending cases to Atlanta and Macon for processing.
The Food and Drug Administration has announced plans to possibly reduce the number of prescriptions containing hydrocodone a doctor can prescribe a patient. The FDA stated in an online notice that the plans would reclassify hydrocodone, placing it under the same restrictions as other drugs such as oxycodone and morphine. Hydrocodone is one of the most heavily prescribed drugs in the country, with over 134 million prescriptions in 2011. It is also one of the most abused drugs in America, with overdose deaths increasing by over 300% for men and over 500% for women in the last decade.
Farming in South Georgia is continuing to go high-tech. Now farmers have a new app to help them manage their crops and increase their yields. The app, called Go Crop, helps farmers manage crop rotation and irrigation. It also helps coordinate harvests and gives live information of agricultural markets. The app keeps a close eye on current farming conditions too. Go Crop was given a grant of around $400,000 to increase its capabilities earlier this year. The app was developed at the University of Vermont.
Up next on News Valdosta, we'll tell you about a National Day of Service.
Then, Alan will give us a look at the weather, and Xavier will bring us the best of sports. All this and more when we come back, so stay with us.
Valdosta State University.
Encouraging
in-depth inquiry,
hands-on experience,
service and involvement,
and a global view,
while offering
a beautiful residential campus,
over 100 fields of study,
graduate and online degrees,
and championship athletics.
all in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Make a Difference Day is a national day that celebrates improving local communities. Valdosta and Lowndes County had held several events Saturday where volunteers could offer their services. Keep Lowndes Valdosta Beautiful sponsored 2 cleanups in an effort to support Keep America Beautiful. Another group, Second Harvest of South Georgia, is a hunger relief organization, and it welcomed volunteers at their food banks in the fight to end hunger in South Georgia.
And speaking of making a difference, what kind of difference will our weather make? Let's check in with weather anchor Alan Morgan. Alan?
Thanks. We're having a beautiful Monday, seeing a high temperature peak at 81 degrees. That's just a hair warmer than the average high for this time of year, and it's enjoyable nevertheless. Clear skies and sunshine continue to dominate the area, making staying indoors seem like a bad idea. Tonight, expect more clear skies and cool overnight lows. The temperature will dip to about 52 degrees, so I keep a jacket nearby tonight and early tomorrow morning. That umbrella, however, can stay away for most of the week. Tomorrow, expect another great Tuesday with temperatures reaching only the low 80s. Clear skies should dominate the South Georgia. I'm not condoning skipping school or work, but it should be a great day to spend outside. The UV index is at a 6, which makes outdoor activity seem even more enjoyable. Skin and eye damage are still possible in a short amount of time, however, so be sure to protect yourself. The pollen count is extremely low, only at 1.5. It should remain low for the next several days. At numbers this low, even pollen sufferers may not suffer. Better safe than sorry, however, and grab any necessary medication. That's all, and back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Alan. Coming up, Xavier will share high points from this weekend's high school football games, so don't go away.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap the snacks Sunday. All the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day.
Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday. Whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Monday, split the sweet Sunday. Eat well and move a lot. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Today is Saturday. All the healthy children, all the healthy children.
Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
I got my MBA online at VSU. As a working mom who travels on business, I needed an MBA program that fit my schedule and allowed me to balance both my work and home life. VSU's Web MBA was perfect. I was able to spend time with my family in the evenings and then complete my assignments. My MBA is one of my greatest accomplishments. It was hard work, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. Don't wait. Start your MBA today.
Welcome back. Runners participated in a zombie run and obstacle course to raise money for the Flint River Aquarium located in downtown Albany on Saturday. People held life flags and were chased by zombies. The event took place behind the James Gray Civic Center. The River Aquarium is home to more than 100 species of aquatic life.
Well, we had an exciting weekend of local football, so let's check in sports. Anchor Xavier Hall.
Thanks, Chandler. It was 2 out of 3 for high school sports wins as all 3 local teams played games on Friday night. The Vikings delivered a 28-7 victory against the Tift County Blue Devils in celebration of their senior night. Despite a penalty-filled game totaling up to 206 combined penalty yards, the Vikings still managed to shine against the Devils. As usual, the Vikings defense was their brightest highlight. only allowing the Blue Devils 139 yards this game, in addition to forcing 5 turnovers on one of the best defenses in the region. Senior Trey Jackson picked off one of Ryan Hedgeworth's last passes of the game, leading to a 42-yard touchdown to end another stellar showing by the Vikings. Elsewhere, the Wildcats faced another disappointing region loss to the Colquitt Packers with the score of 17-10. The offense struggled to keep their game alive during the second half, whilst the Cats defense held on to the very last seconds of the game. The Cats managed 2 fumbles but were unable to turn them into interceptions during the game. That, in addition to a failed punt decision later on in the fourth, allowed the Packers to take advantage and run out the clock for their victory. Finally, the Valwood Valiants remain undefeated with another home victory, this time with the 45-13 blowout win against the Brookwood High Warriors, giving them another title win. After a first quarter stalemate, both teams began a 6-yard pattern with Valwood running back Marique Marine making a 6-yard run to the end zone that saw the Valiants take lead. In the third quarter, another 6-yard touchdown was scored by sophomore Jack Helms. After a series of Valwood scores, Brookwood finally managed a 6-yard touchdown by sophomore quarterback Cale Deese, but that was where the fun ended. Valiant's quarterback Seth Carlo contributed 228 yards and 2 touchdowns from the air, while junior Malik Marine rushed for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns out of 16 attempts as the Valiants continued to defend their championship. And that's our weekend in review. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Xavier. When we come back, a calm library turns festive for the fall.
And we'll tell you about a wicked color run. Stay with us.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose it.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose Division 2.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
A local library celebrated the fall season over the weekend. The South Georgia Regional Library hosted its 12th annual Fall Carnival. Attendees enjoyed carnival games, storytelling time, face painting, and more, all at no cost to them. Friends of South Georgia Regional Library sponsored the event. The library director estimates that 200 to 300 people came out to the fun-filled and family-oriented event. During the carnival, the inside of the library resumed normal business activities, leaving all the noise outside.
Friends and family came out on Saturday to the annual Color Me Wicked 5K color run to benefit St. John's Catholic School. News Valdosta reporter Chris Jones has the entire report.
St. John's Catholic School held its 14th annual road race on Saturday morning. This year added a new twist, a color run. Runners were doused with splashes of color throughout the 5-kilometer course. The race is a chance for the community to come together and celebrate the fall season. It's one of the largest races in Valdosta, and it is a great opportunity for families to spend time together and have fun. Katie DeCoudre says it's a fun and family-oriented event to help benefit the school.
I'm surprised at the turnout. It's a lot of people. I thought it was for a really good cause, and we had a great time. We jogged most of it. We came out thinking we were going to walk a lot, but we were able to run a good bit.
After the Color Me Wicked 5K, the school hosted the Monster Mile and the Tot Trot for children. The runners were up bright and early on Saturday morning, ready to run 3.2 miles through the streets of Valdosta. Dana Black said the turnout was great for both community volunteers and runners.
This year we had about 70 parents from the school volunteer, and then we had about 100 volunteers from VSU. We had 65 registered today, and we had over 750 registered before race day.
So congratulations to all the runners for braving the cold and the color on this chilly Valdosta morning. With News Valdosta, I'm Chris Jones. With over 800 people participating in the race, a lot of fun was had and money was raised for St. John's Catholic School. That's your News Valdosta for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Jones.